Hello everybody, welcome to the ITL. Yeah, you see I got the view going on. Hopefully the audio comes out fine. Just to let you guys know, I didn't record last week's I.T.L. I just actually used an older camera that I had laying around. I didn't use the setup at all, and the reasoning behind that was, here's my secret little black bag I use. I keep my little microphone stuff in and everything. This is the Pyle. This is the Pyle microphone, wireless microphone, and it actually came with a microphone like I have wired on here. And all of a sudden, it just quit working on me. I mean, it worked the week before. I took it out. It just acted up. Didn't stop working. I went through some procedures, hooked into my laptop, trying to figure out what the heck was going on with it. Then I just gave up because it just got to be a pain in the rear. And I figured, you know what, something's seriously wrong with this set. I'll just order another one. I ordered a nicer setup, one that doesn't have this piece, the extender adapter piece. It actually had a wire that would go up and hook into the camera. I don't have that in yet. Actually, I got one in. It was bad. I contacted the seller. They apologized. They said, "Oh, I'll send you another one right out." Hopefully, it'll be in by the end of this week, beginning of next week. I don't know. We'll see. But I whenever that came in bad, I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and order a set similar to the Pyle, because it worked for, like I said, it worked for like 8-9 months, and I only paid $10-11 for it. So I ordered another one, but it wasn't the Pyle. It was actually a Kongin, K-O-N-G-I-N. But it wasn't sold under that brand name. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care. They look really similar. I had good luck with it. For $1 a month, it was worth it. I went ahead and ordered it. So you figure that's a quarter. If I use it 4 times, it's a quarter invested in every time I use the camera. And I've used it a lot more than that. Okay, that's to make the long story short. I got it in. Tried it out just really briefly, doing tests. Worked out all right. Another thing on top of it, before all this happened, I went ahead and ordered new adapters, a whole bag of them. That way I have them. They're on the gold. I mean, I wouldn't put my money on it. It's even better than the plastic ones, but it was cheap enough for me. But I came out today, went and hooked it up. I plugged in the transmitter. It's just like, it looks just like this, except for different brand on it. Hooked it to the camera. Turned the little switch on. No light. Like, oh man, what's going on? Because this one here, you plug it in, the Pyle, you plug it in, the little light lights up and it's dim. And it's basically in standby waiting for you to turn on the transmitter. Like, what the heck? So I unplugged it, took it in the house. Figured, oh, this one's junk too now. And I was sitting there and I turned on the transmitter, which is on the other side of my pocket right here. And I'm like, well, let's plug it in and try it out. It worked. As soon as I turned the transmitter light on, the light on the receiver worked. I'm like, okay, this one works a little bit different than the Pyle. Okay, so I did a little bit of research online. Was thinking, said, okay. And, meantime, I just happened to unplug, just for giggles. I took the microphone, which was right here on my shirt, and I plugged it into the Pyle. Ran through a test. It worked. Here, the microphone must have a wire broken off inside, and it was just intermittent. It would work sometimes and would not work all the times, and I didn't catch that. So all I had to do is get a wired microphone for this set, and I got a complete set that works. Okay. So that means you have to spend, what, a couple bucks for a Chinese microphone. Wrong. The microphone that came with the set that was dead, DOA, that I ordered, that's going to be shipped out, the microphone for that is actually the exact same microphone, the wired part. I can steal it out of that bag because he said, keep it, throw it away, I don't care. I'll send you a new one out. So I'll steal the microphone off that. I got 2 good sets working. So, but you think about it, for as far as wireless microphones, MuzzleMike will have at the end, if the only other one will work, we'll have 3 lapel mics and then a handheld mic. That's 4 wireless microphones. These are at different frequencies, and which also the 3rd wireless microphone will be at a different frequency. I have to check out that's a different frequency also. The only one I'm not too sure is the handheld, the stage mic. That might have a little bit of interference. I don't think so though. But here I did a little bit of research. You can buy the Pyle microphones. You can get them in pairs, and I can't remember the exact price on it, but they're more than I paid for these individually, and they work just that way. My old Pyle would be considered the red one. It has the red lights. The new set I got would be considered the green side. These have the green lights. I'm like, that's cool, because they were made, well, they were paired up not to interfere with each other. So I've got a matching set, even though there's different naming. Actually, like I said, this last set I ordered right here that I'm using, and like I said, I might have to adjust the volume on it a little bit and stuff. I haven't gotten to really try this off too much. It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, I figured I'd run you past that. Next week I will be showing you this, my new cell phone, introducing that to you and let you know what I thought. It'll be like 3rd week of using it, so it'll be cool. Maybe 2nd week. Well, anyway, I'll give you a little bit of an explanation of what's about the videos I had this last week about me going around and around about dental work. And I had some questions, not mainly on my channel, but other people have asked me, why is it so crucial about dental work? What does dental work have to do with hip replacement? It has a lot to do. Because you're wanting to keep any type of infection that would go into your bloodstream away from your artificial parts. I mean, I'm talking knee replacements, hip replacements, anything. Because it'll cause like a rejection. And you don't want that. It'll cause like a sepsis, and you'll lose the part. My whole life since I've had the hip replacement put in, it's been a struggle against infections. I mean, a little teeny infection, you would think nothing about it. To me, it could mean to a big deal, because if that gets into my bloodstream and causes like a sepsis in my hip, I'm down. I'm out. So I mean, it means a lot. I did end up changing dentists because I got tired of this dentist fishing, and I mean, I didn't like her attitude to start with. I never really cared for her. I've known her back for over 6 years ago, and I didn't like her back then. Well, I changed to another one down Slippery Rock, basically the same building that my oral surgeon was in, that I was referred to, and they did agree, yes, that the 2 teeth need to be removed. Is there a risk of breaking my jaw? Yes, there is, but they really need to be removed to get the hip done, because they think there might be a little bit of a decay between the teeth. It's not as evident as what the other dentist said, but they said that I think that there is. And while they're in there pulling teeth, they also brought up that my other wisdom tooth, it was repaired a long time ago had a cavity. They put they fixed that up, but it's an old metal filling. Why not just go ahead and just remove that one, because you don't know what's underneath the metal filling. So I got to go ahead, and while I'm under, just yank them out. So I'll have 3 teeth removed. I'll be seeing I'll be going down to it's a training school hospital for dentists down in Pittsburgh, and meeting with the guys. And I'll be running through the surgeon through his private practice. And then I will go schedule for the teeth removal. But by saying that, will I make the my deadline my surgeon and I set up for the 27th this month? No, we won't. We're going to miss that. I have actually called up his right-hand man and let him know what's going on, and he agreed to best my thoughts on it, or let's shoot for end of August. I know it's another month, and maybe beginning of the week of September. And he said that sounds really reasonable. That way, to make sure I'm all getting all healed up properly inside my mouth. No chances of infection. Everything will be rock and roll. Everything will be good. This is the last struggle. This is it. I think this will work, and this is very important to me. Just like Navy Thomas 8, he asked me, well, the bike's only 30,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's got just a little over 30,000 miles on it. That's because my riding has gone way down for the last couple of years due to what I'm going through with this hip. And once I get the hip straightened out, I should be back up to my normal riding status, amount in riding more. And also, you gotta remember, guys, I'm not single, I'm not a young kid. I do have a family life too. I got obligations in my family life I gotta deal with. But my mileage, it should be a lot higher than it is. But yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and throw that out and explain why it's so important to keep an infection out of your bloodstream whenever you have a artificial part in you. I don't care if it's knees, hips, elbows, whatever, shoulders. You need to keep the infections out. And I've been aware of this for over 23 years. It's nothing new to me. So, as far as the audio setup, next step is for me to get my sound mixing board, which is going to be wireless. The power part's going to be wireless. It's going to run off a battery. It's going to take four microphones. So the ones all ones I look at, it takes 4 microphone ports. And I'll mix them into my camera into one. And then I will be able to rock and roll with that. I think that was my last step I was going to do. I didn't expect to have so many wireless mics, but that was the last step between the two mics. I just haven't never got around to it. But this is MuzzleMike, hoping you all have a great week. Signing out.